My career started out in engineering, and that was because I went to a school that was really good at just teaching us about industry. So from a really young age, I was visiting companies, I was seeing ICI, British Steel, Hartlepool Power Station, all of these places where lots of local people worked, so I could see really in a great way the kind of tangibility between what I was learning and what the jobs were. So that instantly sparked my interest in engineering, because I could see that there were really cool jobs out there to do it, and from that I just thought I want to get involved in this world, and I tried to do as many things as I could. So the Arkwright Scholarship, then doing my A-levels, and then going into industry and working for Black & Decker, where I just loved it. I loved the world of work, and it was so much more than what I'd learned at school, obviously, and that was crucial for me. That environment, the social interaction with people, the creativity and the ambition of what we were doing. We were creating products that were going to be on the shelves for people to buy in like 2 years' time, and that to me was just really exciting. I often get asked about the barriers that I've faced in my career, and unfortunately, there have been times when I faced barriers, both because of my gender in engineering. I was very aware that I was one of very few women there, but I had a female boss who was the director of engineering, and actually she made a big difference. She was a fantastic role model, Jill Hewson, who worked for Black & Decker. So I think that's been key. Also, my social class has been a bit of a barrier at times because I've got an accent. I think accents are fantastic, and there should be as many different accents out there as possible, and it bears no relation to your intelligence or anything, and unfortunately there are still some people out there who think it does say something about your brain. To me it just says you've got a root, you've got somewhere you're from, and that's something to be proud of. So yeah, I've had barriers, but I've also had brilliant people who've championed me and mentored me, and I think that's crucial. Like, that's what I do now. For me, mentoring and championing people is so important, because everybody needs to be given a bit of confidence, because we all at times feel like we're blagging, and everyone needs someone to go out there and say a bit about what they do, like we've done here today with the BrightSparks. It's telling people stories and making sure we find out about what people are doing, because too many people hide their light under a bushel, don't they? They're just getting on with things, which is brilliant, but then it takes people like us, people like me, to go out there and go, let's celebrate these people as well. It's tricky, but I always think go for the people you respect and you would like to be like yourself, and it doesn't matter what gender they are. It's more of a case of somebody who you might think is like-minded, or who you want to be like. I would say, want to be like, but don't change who you are in the process. I think we should all stay true to ourselves. But for me, I've looked for mentors all the time. I still am. There's still broadcasters out there, or business people, who I will ask for help with and ask advice from. I think you don't ever stop. I really agree with this idea of lifelong learning. I haven't learned everything. I've still got loads to fit into the brain. Whether it stays is another matter, but I think that's really important. It's just always looking for the people you respect and not being afraid to just go and ask them. What is so lovely about being at this event is seeing the diversity here. From a gender point of view, which has been a big problem in engineering for a long time, but also just from backgrounds, from ethnicity. All of that is crucial. Business needs diversity. All of the customers around the world, the people who are using the things created by engineers, are not one colour and one gender, are they? Everyone's diverse, so therefore the people making these things need to be diverse, and I think engineering recognises that. Lots of companies recognise that, and they're doing a lot more about it. I think having competitions like this are crucial, just to give confidence to the young people who've won the awards, but also to publicise what they do to other people. I think there's lots of ways we get diversity now, and a lot more companies are doing that. There's still work to be done, but I think it's about showing anyone can be in this career. When you're in education and when you're thinking about what you want to do with your life, no doors should be shut to you. So it shouldn't be a case of you going, I'm good at languages, therefore I don't do science. I think that's been one of the biggest flaws in how we advise people in school about their careers. We should just say, try out a load of things you like doing, and even try some things you're not sure of, because then you'll soon find out if you do or you don't. Most people don't know what job they're going to end up in. What you need is to just make sure that things are presented in as wide a way as possible. So you don't just go in and go, this is an engineer. You go, all of these things, learning how to fly a paper plane when you're a kid is engineering. Doing your maths homework is important scientific stuff as well, but it's just making sure all of those things are shown to you and shown that all of this is engineering and it's not just one thing. So I think it's just keeping minds open.